So what if anxiety, this feeling we try so hard to get rid of, is actually a sophisticated early warning system? And what if your mind, the one that never stops, isn't broken but possesses a dormant superpower? To understand this power, we must first diagnose the curse. When you feel anxious or overthink, a small almond-sized part of your brain called the amygdala is working overtime. The amygdala is the smoke detector of your brain. Its job is to constantly scan for any potential threat, a tiger in the jungle, a speeding car, or even a strange look from your boss. In anxious people, this detector is extremely sensitive. It's like a smoke detector that goes off not just when there's a fire, but even when a piece of toast gets burnt. This hypersensitivity is what causes our exhaustion. But here lies the paradox. In a well-known study from Michigan State University in 2012, researchers found that the brains of anxious individuals showed significantly more activity when they made mistakes. It wasn't just worry, it was a high-speed error correction system. Your anxious mind doesn't just notice the mistake, it immediately runs an infinite number of simulations to avoid repeating it in the future. It doesn't just see a burnt piece of toast, it sees 1,000 future scenarios where the entire house burns down, and then it makes plans to avoid every single one. Have you ever imagined that your ability to picture the worst-case scenario isn't a weakness, but is actually a sophisticated probability simulation engine running inside your head?
One of the most powerful results of this engine is an unusual ability to read the subtle signals that most people ignore. In the 1950s, a young psychologist named Paul Ekman became obsessed with the idea that facial expressions are universal. But his most startling discovery was what he called micro-expressions. These are involuntary facial expressions that last for only 1/25th of a second, revealing our true emotions before our conscious mind can hide them. Most people don't notice them, but the anxious mind, with its hypersensitivity to detail and potential social threats, often picks up on them without even realizing it. Have you ever felt uncomfortable around someone for no obvious reason? Have you ever felt that something was off about what they were saying, even though every word made logical sense? That isn't a fantasy. That's your hypersensitive amygdala picking up on these micro-expressions, analyzing them, and sending you a report in the form of a gut feeling or intuition. The first superpower your anxious mind gives you is that it makes you a better-than-average human lie detector. You don't just hear the words, you feel the data hidden behind them. The second superpower is even stranger. Overthinking isn't just about replaying the past. At its core, it's a constant attempt to travel into the future. This ability is called episodic future thinking. It's the human brain's capacity to simulate future scenarios in rich, sensory detail. Most people use it to plan for a vacation or for dinner. But the anxious mind takes this ability to a completely different level. In 2007, a study using fMRI scans showed that the same parts of the brain that activate when we remember the past also activate when we imagine the future. This means your brain uses the building blocks from your memories to construct detailed simulation models of what might happen. Think of it this way. Every catastrophic scenario you imagine is a mental stress test. Your brain builds a version of the future and then tries to break it in every way possible. Every time that future collapses in your head, you learn something. You are experiencing failure 1,000 times in the safe world of a simulation, so that you can be prepared to succeed once in the real world. This isn't anxiety. This is critical mission rehearsal. Astronauts, firefighters, and surgeons train on this all the time. Your brain does it naturally. So how do we turn this chaotic engine into a precision tool? The secret isn't to stop the thinking, but to direct it. Just like a camera lens, you need to shift the focus from wide, blurry noise to a specific point. And for that, we use a two-step emergency protocol inspired by how NASA operates. Step 1, threat identification. Get the thought out of your head. Write it down. Turn it from a vague feeling into a specific problem. Don't write, "I'm worried." Write, "The problem is, there is a 5% chance I might lose this deal." Step 2, simulation protocol. Ask your brain 2 questions in this exact order. What is the worst-case realistic scenario? Write it down in detail. What is the one small step I can take right now to reduce the probability of that scenario by 1%? This simple protocol does something magical. It gives your chaotic simulation engine a clear and specific mission. You are converting the neural energy from an endless loop of anxiety into a linear, logical, problem-solving process. Your mind is not broken. It is designed to see the cracks in the wall before the ceiling collapses. In a stable, predictable world, this may seem like hypersensitivity, but in a world full of complexity and uncertainty, this is not a curse. It is an evolutionary advantage. The goal was never to live a life without anxiety. It was to learn how to listen to its messages, trust its data, and direct its immense power. The next time you feel your mind spiraling into a vortex of thought, pause for a moment and remember Pliny the Elder. Maybe you're not overthinking. Maybe you're the only one paying enough attention.